What happens when 20 million followers live under one roof? What happens when viral fame runs out? It started with ring lights and dances. It ended in lawsuits, fake friendships, burnout, and silence. This isn't just about a house. This is the story of how clout became currency and then collapsed. Welcome to Scandalize. Let's talk about the rise and fall of hype houses. The year is 2019. TikTok is blowing up, and for the first time since Vine, a new generation of stars is born. Millions of views, overnight fame. But what if you could farm that fame faster? Enter the content mansion. The idea was simple. Put all the most viral creators under one roof, give them cameras, sponsorships, and a core list of collabs, and watch the algorithm do the rest. It wasn't just content, it was an engine designed to churn out viral moments every single day.
I just kind of adopted that mentality when I started Hype House. I was like, this clearly works. Like, if you can take a bunch of people that are blowing up on social media and put them in one central space, it is going to work without a doubt. Like, you could do it any day, anytime. Anyone could do it in every community. It's if the people can continue that for a long period, that's the challenge. But I was like, I know it'll work. And then later it ended up being like a year and a half later. I don't think Team 10 was a thing anymore. And it was 2019. TikTok had purchased Musical.ly, and I saw these TikTokers blowing up, and I was like, people are really overlooking this app. Like, I was like, I know
I
it.
did.
Yeah, most
I
people
certainly
did. My cousin kept telling me, like, you got to get on this app. Like, I'm telling, like, at that time, like, I was 21 or 20, and he was just like, you got that look still, you look young, like, just get on there and do the trends. And I was like, I don't want to do the trends. Like, I want to be a YouTuber like Casey Neistat and like these people. I want to be looked at, respected. And I ended up downloading it, and I was like, whatever. And then I ended up messaging a couple people, and I was like, this would be such a good idea if we all moved in together. And that's kind of like how the idea of it started brewing. But I had had it since Team 10. I was like, I want to create a content house. I like just wanted to live with a bunch of my friends and make cool content and all that. That was a dream I had since I met Jake.
The Hype House wasn't the first content mansion, but it was the one that changed everything. Founded by Thomas Petrou, Chase Hudson, Lil Huddy, and a revolving door of creators, the Hype House became the face of Gen Z fame. Within months, the brand was everywhere, from the New York Times to Netflix deals. Charlie and Dixie became household names. Sway House, Clubhouse, and Wave House followed fast. Everyone wanted in, because for one moment, Hype Houses looked like the future. But what goes up, especially in LA, always comes down. The Hype House wasn't built on friendship. It was built on deliverables. Behind the scenes, there were contracts, expectations, deadlines. You didn't just vibe, you produced. Thomas Petrou, the group's co-founder and self-proclaimed manager, kept the house running like a startup. You needed to post. You needed to collab. You needed to stay relevant. But here's the catch. You can't manufacture chemistry. Creators weren't always friends. In fact, most of them barely knew each other before moving in. And when your entire job is to pretend like you love each other for content, that's not a family. That's a factory. People started noticing. Fans called out the fake energy. Behind the edits were fights, jealousy, burnout, and quiet exits. But this wasn't just about drama. It was a business problem. Because when your content is built on a lie, your audience will eventually feel it. Hype House was built on TikTok. And TikTok is built on speed. The algorithm doesn't care who you are, only how long you keep people watching. One viral hit can launch your career. But one bad month, you're invisible. This isn't like YouTube where fans build over years. TikTok fame is a sugar rush, fast, addictive, and fleeting. Creators inside Hype House weren't just chasing virality. They were addicted to it. Every morning was a mental refresh. What's trending? What sound is popping? What do I have to post to survive today? And here's the trap. The algorithm rewards quantity, not quality. So you start cutting corners. Post anything. Post everything. Even if it's staged, even if it's fake, even if it means destroying your mental health. The fans only see the mansion and the clout. They never see the breakdowns behind the ring light. TikTok made Hype House famous. It also made them disposable. The Hype House wasn't just cracking, it was bleeding content. First came the exits. Daisy Keech, Addison Rae, even Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio. All gone. And with every departure, came receipts. Creators weren't paid equally. Some had management, others didn't. There were arguments over content ownership, brand deals, and who got credit. It wasn't a team, it was a silent war for clout.
Okay, so hold on. You make money from the record deal, but do you make anything from Hype House?
No, never. No one made money off Hype House except for Thomas. What?
Yeah.
How the fuck does that work?
I don't know. It was the whole thing where he like controlled the finances. Pretty much, he just said, you know, all the money will be used to like pay for like a Hype House account. It's like we had an account for the Hype House purchases and stuff, and he just controlled it. But we got paid like for brand deals.
Okay.
The Hype House was big.
But he still took a piece of those too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that why the Hype House died, or did it just run its course?
A lot of us signed NDAs, so no one's gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like
Do you think own a
whatever.
piece of your music business?
Hell no. He
Right,
doesn't.
good.
No. Hype House. The whole thing is there was no contracts. No one owned parts of things, but there was like falling out. Like no one, anyone who's ever been a part of Hype House will not tell you, like what happened.
Meanwhile, Thomas tried to pivot Hype House into a brand, merch, podcasts, a Netflix series, but the more it looked like a business, the less it felt like magic. The Netflix show flopped. The content felt scripted. The fans had moved on. And the final insult? Hype House went corporate, but the audience wanted real. They weren't influencers anymore. They were sellouts. Hype House made it look easy. Viral creators, mega views, mansion content. So naturally, everyone else tried it too. In 2020 and 2021, there was a new house every month. Sway House for the boys, Not a Content House for the girls, Wave House in the UK, Clubhouse Beverly Hills. But there was one problem. You can't copy chemistry. These new houses weren't built on friendship. They were built on spreadsheets. Agencies recruited rising creators. They assigned rooms, and they told them to go viral. Some houses collapsed within weeks. Others fizzled in scandals, from management fights to creepy investors to influencers calling each other out publicly. The audience could feel it. It wasn't authentic. It was forced. And when the clout dried up, so did the budget. By late 2022, the Hype House formula was dead. The content house boom had busted. What happens when you're 17 and millions of people are watching your every move? For most Hype House members, this was their first job. No managers, no boundaries, no days off. Wake up, film a TikTok, post a brand deal, film a vlog, go live, collab, repeat. But behind every smiling post was pressure to be perfect, to stay viral, to never mess up. And when you're always online, the internet never forgets. Creators began breaking down, some vanished from the platform, others spoke openly about anxiety, depression, even panic attacks from trying to keep up. Fans wanted entertainment, brands wanted metrics, but no one asked how the creators felt. The Hype House gave teens the dream of fame and the reality of burnout. And when the pressure got too high, most of them cracked, silently. The Hype House fell apart quietly. No viral moment, no final posts, just silence. One by one, the members vanished or rebranded. Chase Hudson became Huddy, a pop punk artist. Charli D'Amelio pivoted to reality TV and brand deals. Addison Rae went Hollywood. Others just disappeared. And if you listen closely, you'll hear the regret. Daisy Keach said she was pushed out. Vinnie Hacker said it never felt real. Even Thomas Petrou admitted the pressure was brutal. They don't call it a mistake, but they don't want to go back either, because what they built wasn't sustainable. It was a moment, not a movement. A perfect storm of algorithm, ego, and attention. And storms don't last forever. The Hype House era is over, but its fingerprints are everywhere. It showed the world that content is scalable, that clout can be farmed, that fame isn't earned, it's engineered. But it also proved something darker. That going viral doesn't mean staying happy. That millions of followers can't protect your mental health. That being seen doesn't mean being understood. Now, creators are different. They're building alone. They're building slow. They're playing for legacy, not likes. The Hype House was the first. It won't be the last. But next time, the smart ones, they'll do it differently. The Hype House wasn't just a house. It was a mirror of what happens when fame, youth, and business collide in real time. Some made millions. Others made mistakes. Most made memories they'll never share publicly. But one thing's for sure, fame isn't forever, and hype always fades. This was Scandalize. If you want more unfiltered stories from the rise and fall of internet royalty, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment who we should expose next. And remember, The internet never forgets.